Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's, and today I've made a Damnit doll. This is made out of, I used denim, and I just wanted a nice sturdy fabric because of what you do with this little guy. And with everything that's going on right now and everybody's stress level gets a little high, this is a good one to have around. And there's a little poem that goes with it, and I will make sure I put the poem down in the description box below. It says, when you want to throw the phone or kick the desk and shout, here's a little Damnit doll you cannot do without. Just grasp it firmly by the legs and find a place to slam it. And as you whack its stuffings out, yelled, damn it, damn it, damn it. I actually learned how to make this from watching Martha's Sewing Room in the 80s. And I've had one of these, and I've had the instructions since. So if you want to see how I did this, stay tuned. It's coming up next. Okay, what you need is some sturdy fabric. I have some thin denim, a couple of buttons that I'll be using as the eyes, some yarn. It doesn't matter what kind, this is just what I had on hand. Piece of paper and a pencil to make your pattern, some polyester fiber fill, some scissors to cut out the pattern, pins to put the pattern on the fabric and cut it out. This is my original drawing that I did years and years ago. So basically what it is a gingerbread boy with a slightly flat top. And what I'm going to do with this paper is fold it in half, and it makes it easier as far as getting both sides even. And I'm just sketching. If I don't like the way it looks, I'll just erase, redo, use another piece of paper, whatever. And I definitely want these limbs to be big enough so that they can be stuffed easily. I mean, I've already made them with their on the thin side, and they're really hard to stuff. And I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we're going to give it a cut and we're going to see. And if I have to redo it, like I said, I'll redo it. Something tells me that arm should have been longer. Yeah, I think I'm going to redo this with the arm a little longer, and I'm going to do the head a little higher. Okay, I made this a lot bigger. I made his feet longer, his arms longer, and his head higher. So instead of this little guy, which is going to be very tough to stuff, I have this little guy. And this is going to give me plenty of room for stuffing it. And it's going to be high enough to add yarn to it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this little pattern and I'm going to putting it on the denim, and it's going to be too thick because you need a piece for the front and for the back. Okay, I've got him wrong sides together, and I'm going to stitch about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I'm not going to turn this, and this is the way it's going to be. And I'm going to use a tight stitch. I'm just going to start here, go all the way around, and finish up here. Okay, there he is all sewn. And like I said, I kept the stitching close to the edge. And now all I'm going to do is take pieces of the fiberfill, and I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to use, this is actually a dowel rod. You can use a skewer, you can use a pencil. Pencil with eraser really works well. But I'm just going to keep adding more and more fiberfill to this until it's completely filled. Okay, I got the little guy all stuffed. And before I do anything else, I'm going to come in about halfway down and sew on the buttons for the eyes. And once I've got the thread where I want it, I'm just going to sew the button on, and then I'll repeat next to it with the other button. And I'm going to sew that on real good so that it doesn't come off. Okay, I've got the buttons sewn on, and the reason that I put the buttons on after the head has been stuffed is because I have done it the other way, where I put the buttons on first and then stuff, and they always end up looking like that. And I don't know why, but they do. So I'm going to give him, with a Sharpie, a little wiggle mouth. Which gives him the craziest expression. Okay, now I'm going to take some yarn. And like I said, this is just what I had on hand. Whatever you have is fine. In fact, this is a little thick for what I normally want to do, but it'll work. And I'm just going to place this yarn in the top. And I'm going to pin this. And then I'm going to give this a straight stitch all the way across. And then after I get this sewn in, I'll be cutting the loops so that they kind of stick up. I'll be back after I give this a stitch. Okay, there he is. He's all done. And I printed off a bunch of the poems that go with him. And now he's ready to be given as a gift or used to relieve stress. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and happy creating, everyone.